This is not a drill, it's a warning. Mess with our dreams, you'll be sorry. Cause this has been years in the making, and we decide who takes the crown. We're fighters breaking out together, higher off the ground. We rise up singing.
We're the ones that built this city, so we're the ones that break it down. Warriors with fearless spirit. One step and there's no way down. We're gonna burn this place down. Burn it down to the ground. If you're ready, make a sound so the world can hear you. Coming up now, off the smoke we're fearless. We're gonna burn this place down. Burn it down to the ground. If you're ready, make a sound so the world can hear you. Coming up now, off the smoke we're fearless. We're gonna burn this place down. Burn it down to the ground. Yeah, we're gonna burn this place down.
No legend, no guts, no glory. We can't die here with no stories. Leave a legacy, don't you worry. We're the ones who wear the crown. We're fighters breaking out together, higher off the ground. We rise up singing.
We're the ones that built this city, so we're the ones that break it down. Warriors with fearless spirit. One step and there's no way down. We're gonna burn this place down. Burn it down to the ground. If you're ready, make a sound so the world can hear you. Coming up now, off the smoke we're fearless. We're gonna burn this place down. Burn it down to the ground. If you're ready, make a sound so the world can hear you. Coming up now, off the smoke we're fearless. We're gonna burn this place down. We're gonna burn this place down.
It's too complicated, don't think we can make it through. I try to run, but I always come back to you. I'm thinking maybe we should slow down, cause all the noise is getting too loud. Maybe it's my fault, maybe I dug my own grave. Maybe I love to lie here in this mess we made. I'm thinking maybe we should slow down, cause baby we don't even know how did we get here. Up against the wall, though we made it clear. This is not a drill, it's a warning. Mess with our dreams, you'll be sorry. Cause this has been years in the making, and we decide who takes the crown. We're fighters breaking out together, higher off the ground. We rise up saying,
we're the ones that built this city, so we're the ones that break it down. Warriors with fearless spirit. One step and there's no way out. Place down, burn it down to the ground. If you're ready, make it sound so the world can hear you. Coming up now, off the smoke we're fearless. We're gonna burn this place down, burn it down to the ground. If you're ready, make it sound so the world can hear you. Coming up now.
Hello everyone and welcome to TPO Esports. My name is Loki and I'm joined here by Tracker. Tracker, how are you today?
I am fantastic. Thank you for having me, Emily. I'm super excited for this spicy series between Wildcats and Cheezer. So, talk to me, Emily. What are you thinking? What are we gonna see?
You know what? Like I have high hopes for Moana, but I'm pretty sure we are not going to see Moana.
You don't think we're gonna see Miss Kraken herself?
I don't think so because I don't think any of these players play it.
That's unfortunate. We had some really good Moana puns that last game.
We
That
really
last set of games,
did.
so that's unfortunate. I'm curious to see if Aztec is going to pull out the Olaf. He's like he did great with it last time, and I would not be surprised if it's going to be pick or ban.
It's gonna be ban. If I know Edward's reformed at all, he has scouted this team, and he knows that that Aztec plays Olaf, because I'm pretty sure he goes on YouTube and watches the VODs, just to get like an idea. So I'm not gonna put it past it to get the Olaf banned out. And personally, I would ban it, but I think that Pantheon has a little bit of a higher win rate and is more played, so
I guess that is true. It is kind of Pantheon's game right now in this meta. You see him pretty much everywhere. I've seen him mid, I've seen him top, I've seen him jungle. He's just taking over the rift right now. But I wanted to ask you, because you are a ADC main / formerly ADC main, did you see the next patch is going to be a huge overhaul for a lot of the ADC items and just the meta in general?
So I have been actually like crying since I've read about this. I'm kind of terrified, like how this is gonna affect the ADC meta. And you being an ADC now yourself, you're definitely going to be affected by this.
I'm crying right now. I got out of the jungle because I'm so tired of all the changes. And then
and now you go to
mid-season,
ADC and hear the changes.
get smacked with a ton of item changes and meta changes and
I mean, you know what? I'm gonna say, like, somebody had mentioned the fact that AP Kaiser is gonna make her way back. If that happens, I will probably be the happiest person that you'll ever meet. Like, I'll be the happiest AD carry you'll ever see. So, if that's the truth, but I'm sure somebody in the Twitch chat at some point will call me out and tell me that I'm wrong. I'm waiting for Zentos to like pop in and tell me no. So, But yeah, that's what I'm feeling. It does look like the teams are ready for benefits. Oh my gosh, I think we talked too much on stream. The Olaf band comes out on the side of Wildcats that's pointed right at Cheezer. And let's see if there's. I wonder if they're gonna let Garen through.
Yeah, I'm a little curious. Where does the Annie band come in? Who plays Annie?
That is, I believe that's aimed at Lesbian Z. And then there's the Vladimir for Funny Beaver.
I'm always okay with the Vlad ban because he just heals and is just can be a nasty monster late game. So always okay with that.
If they don't ban Garen, they're trolling. So Edward's Reformed was a one-trick Garen main for, this is back when I met him in Mythic. So I'm waiting to see if they actually go through with this, because they should be banning Garen. And they do not. But actually, the Blitzcrank is not a bad ban, because Blitzcrank requires a ton of vision in the, like, pretty much all over the map. But Scotty D is known for his amazing Blitzcrank hooks, so.
Yeah, and honestly, like one hook can really just determine the lane.
Let's see. And so, oh, a Smuppet does lock in Caitlyn, and this is going to be a Nautilus mid.
Oh yeah, aren't they in that?
Happening.
Yeah, we're in that time period where Nautilus is now a mid laner, huh?
It's the most disgusting thing that I've ever seen.
Ew.
But Jinx is picked up and put in the hands of Florgato, which we have seen before. I believe, was it last night that Jinx was played? I believe that Florgato played Jinx last night and absolutely demoed that. I know, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Ooh, Jinx Melio, one of the most toxic pairs down there in bot lane.
No, I think you're right, Emily. I think it was the series last night where he went Jinx and it was just like a disaster for TD Agni Kai. So yeah, that was disgusting. So I'm not surprised to see the Jinx come out now.
I mean, I don't know why they gave over. Oh, they gave up Garen.
Wow.
Holy crap. But they also let Pantheon up. And if you haven't noticed, Aztec War Priest is his icon for League is the Prestige Pantheon. So I was actually surprised that they didn't ban Lilia, because there's a wild Lilia there. So all right, and the last pick for Wildcats is going to be a Swain. Is this a Swain support, a Swain mid lane?
Yep, I was actually going to ask you, what do you think? Do you think they're going to go bot lane, or do you think it's going to be a mid?
I'm kind of hoping to see it mid, only because I've seen the potential that like it can have. So, oof, the Scion comes through, and I'm thinking that's gonna go to Aztec. But knowing Snom can pull off Scion jungle. But you know what? I want to see an orange jungle. Let's go. Come on, Snom. I know you're watching this, buddy.
Orange jungle, huh?
We actually did it in a scrim that Jim yelled at me for. So that was after the full Yordle comp. We do have a Syndra ban out from Wildcats, which is again geared right towards Funny Beaver. They did leave up his Yon, but the Diana Sejuani is going to be locked in for Cheezer. Don't want to see the is it a Piglet or isn't it a boar?
I'm seeing a lot of jungle bans come out from Cheezer. They must be pretty scared of the jungler on the Wildcats.
Gragas has been taken support. Oh, dear sweet baby Jesus, no.
So what is this Scion going? Do you think it's top? You think it's jungle?
I think it's jungle. I think it's the Cyan jungle.
Oh, haven't seen
I
that in a long time.
I don't think that Funny Beaver would take it mid, and I don't think that Cassante works in the jungle, but correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, you're like the jungle.
To be honest, I have not seen Cassante played in the jungle since like everybody like his release when everyone was trying in different places, and that was about it. Very short lived.
My duo did do Cassante support for a very long time.
I could see how it would work. It could work.
It was terrorizing, and I felt so bad for the team, but oof. Psycho picks up Belbeth. Now, Psycho played mid lane for us yesterday, and that's not funny. Nico's banned. Nico's banned. That's an issue. Jim? I believe so.
Well, we can let them know maybe when they pick in the client, they can pick somebody else. And look at that, Lilia is picked as the last pick for Cheezer. Not too surprising there. I'm really curious to see how this plays out.
Where are these people going?
I have no clue.
What is this draft?
This is a crazy draft, and the only person I'm certain of where they're going is Jinx and Caitlyn. And Milia. So.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I know that Lilia is one of a Wild's Noms pick. So, yeah. I'm not sure what they're doing.
I think Milia Jungle, you may be onto something there. I honestly don't know.
You know what, Milia Jungle, I'll take it, bring it on. Okay, so it's gonna be Victor in the mid lane instead of the Nico. So,
Cassante support. Yeah.
Oh God, please no.
This is fun. We're all coming up with like different comps or different places where everybody could go.
I will never play Cassante. Come on, Jaeger. I can't see Jaeger being I hate tanks. Okay. I mean, I'm surprised that you didn't pull out the Vagar support, but except for Chet, don't do that, Jaeger. Yes, this is Trollpix only. So you know what? Hey.
Tank Vigar, it does work. We've seen Vigar build. I don't know how many times I've seen Vigar build Heartsteel, and it's disgusting.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what actually is the best bot lane? What was it? Was it I had to look at like match history to see how hard these two trolled me. But
now this guy in chat knows. Troll picks only. Am I right? I mean,
yeah. Yeah. It was an Orange Scion bot lane when they both built freaking Heartsteel.
Oh, that's gross. Like, that's not even fair.
It wasn't. I mean, like, we won the game because I trolled and went AP Kaisa Meds, so...
Into a Jin. I was gonna say, he was toast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, not... It was cyberbullying at its finest. Like, the only two people that can ever pull that off is Jim and Justin, so... All right. All right, so based on what you see here, who drafted better?
Ooh. This is hard to say because, I mean, I still am not for sure who is going where. But if I just had to go based off what I thought was going in whatever lane, I guess, I would have to say I do like that Wildcats draft better, just because it looks like you kind of have more of like an idea of what they're going for with the Belveth kind of just objective control. Then you've got Garen to kind of frontline a little bit, and
Yeah.
then you've kind of got those high damage carries that can essentially help out with a lot of the objective control as well. So what about you?
I'm actually going to counter you only because I was so utterly confused by this draft and the fact that there's a Cassante mid, which actually I believe was just played in the in MSI, if I'm not mistaken. Cassante mid was played. Was it Faker who played it? I want to say T1 played it, but I could be mistaken. So I'm gonna go with Cheezer takes game 1. Just because of the insanity in that draft, but also the Jinx Melio. The Jinx Melio is going to be something that Wildcats is going to have to be careful, because you let that Melio get on you and Jinx gets excited, and Caitlyn has kind of like fallen down on the tier list. She's now sitting at D tier, where Jinx is S+, and I think that that's going to play a factor into it today, so that's just my opinion here. But we do have Cyan and Tom playing. I've got Lilia. I haven't seen Snom play Lilia in forever, but if anyone could just pick up a champ and pull it off, it's going to be Snom, so... He did play Orange Jungle, and for some reason it worked, and it was wild, so...
Yeah, I see that chat's kind of saying Cheezers have a better team comp, and I kind of agree with that, because you can see, like, you have Cassante and Sion, obviously, that are going to be the frontliners, and Lilia's, Sleep, and Jinx, getting excited on top of that, and then Melio for the heals. I mean, if they can play to their strengths here, I think they could probably pull it off as well.
All right. With that said, we are going to go to a short spectator delay to get ready for game number 1. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
All I do is work, hustle, grind, hard. I ain't never gonna stop, nah. All I do is work, hustle, grind, hard. Level up until I drop, yeah. Independent grind, got no A&R. They used to tell me I would never make it far, but this vivid vision in my head is razor sharp. So much weight on my shoulder, I'ma raise the bar. Cincinnati flow, watch me crack the code. Sick and savage mode, might just catch a cold. Count my money up, yup, on my Casio. Give me a bag of dough and I'ma bounce, adios. Everybody know what comes around goes around. Middle fingers up when I feel broken down. My ribs are touching, I can hear my stomach growl. Make no bones about it. I keep it moving cause I got flow, trying to dodge every pothole. I'm a rapping version of Picasso, invest everything that I got, so I chip in my cheese like nachos. Bet on myself and hit the lotto, estoy algo cansado, así quiet. Everybody know what comes around goes around. Middle fingers up when I feel broken down. My ribs are touching, I can hear my stomach growl. Make no bones about all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to TPO Esports. The stream is not correct, but I'm sure Jim will adjust that. This is game one of TPO Cheezer versus Wildcats, and this is the playoffs for the lower bracket, I believe. So whoever wins this matchup is gonna go up against the menacing team of TPO Argonauts, and whoever casts that is going to be one amazing series, because it's going to be an utter bloodbath. They're going to be delivering data to each other. I am interested to see how Cheezer comp works out. So what are you expecting here, Tracker? Do you think that Lily is going to focus top or bot?
Well, to be honest, I actually thought they were going to try some maybe level 1 cheese here, but doesn't look like it. So, let's see. Looks like they're both kind of starting, both junglers are kind of starting standard stuff. While Lilia starts at blue. Belveth. Okay, she's late to her blue buff. I'm not really sure what happened there, but
she went and warded the topside jungle of Cheezer so that they know where Lilia's pathing.
I see. Which you could usually get that information just by your bot lane showing up and kind of looking at their mana pools or their HP to see if anything's missing. But whatever, if they felt comfortable putting a ward there instead, more power to them.
Oh, absolutely. Aztec is taking some heavy damage up here. I think it's top lane gonna be just like a wet noodle fight between these two, because you've got tank versus tank, and Aztec's gonna dance, alright, and spin to win. So
I was gonna say, like, I don't know of any people that play Scion that don't just kind of lose half their health at the beginning of the game.
Oh yeah. Milio's on point with these Qs, kind of laning them onto Scotty D, which is letting.
And Emily, we look at this, Lilia. She's right behind the bot lane right now.
Yep, I figured she was gonna go. So an early gank from Lilia is going to take out Scotty? No. I think that was a little bit early because she doesn't quite have the levels that she needs. But I was kind of hoping to see her go into Belveth's jungle and clear it out. But I don't think that probably would have been the safest bet, as Belveth is moving towards her bot side. I'm waiting to see if there's going to be a bot lane gank in return from Belveth. It looks like they're kind of positioning for that.
Yeah, and it does look like Lilia also got all of the Sun's bot side, especially, it looks like there's only Swain with the Ignite, but Caitlyn has no sums and Swain has no flash, so we'll see what kind of, oh my goodness. Lots of damage coming from Caitlyn.
Yeah. So Jinx was behind in farm, but was able to kind of climb back up with some pressure being relieved by Lilia. Aztec with zero fear is just walking right up to the Juggernaut of Garen. This is a spin to win champion, Aztec. Belvis is doing a gank from the backside. Okay. Interesting. We do see Snom is kind of going into the top side of Belveth's jungle. There's nothing there.
So I do want to say there is a kind of a little trick you want to do when you're jungling like this. Lilia kind of wasted her time there. All she had to do is like look at the minion count for Belveth and see that, oh, we're both got all minions. We've already done our full clear. So
yeah. Both top laners are hell. And it looks like Lily is trying to position for another gank here. Oof, and Aztec, you're low. Back up, buddy. The flash is blown by Garen, and it does go down to the Scion. First blood over to Aztec War Priest. Jinx is low on mana. You may want to back out here. And instead of backing, Aztec's going to choose to take turret plates because Garen has no teleport. He chose to take Ghost.
oh
and
wow.
as Tuck Ignite. Alright. Belva does do a mid lane gank and does get some damage onto Funny Beaver, but it's not enough, and Victor does not have enough upgrades or anything yet to be able to do that damage to shut him down yet. Oof. Alright, Dragon is up. It does look like Wildcats has a ward on it. So when Melio backed, still has a stealth ward, did not pick up the sweeper, which I know some people wait until the support item is upgraded. Some people wait, or they pick it up right away. I guess it's really a choice, or depending on how your lane is going. Alright. Both junglers are bot side. Are they going to make a play here? And the blast cone's used to get Nom over into bot river, but just retreats back to her jungle. It looks like both junglers are kind of backing off here. No one's going to take Drake right away. There's no lane really has any prio, so...
No, I'd say most lanes are pretty even at this point.
Yeah.
Except for top, which...
Top lanes just beat low and daylight out of each other. I expected this. Aztec wakes up and chooses violence, so... I love him dearly, but he chooses violence.
So it looks like both junglers are really just constantly coming down bot lane, and I don't blame them, and they are both bot lane right now. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is definitely an avenue for Belveth to do something, but I think Lilia has the right idea here, so... The engage from Psycho does not have that much of an impact. While there is another wet noodle fight in the mid lane, the ult from Victor does not come out. That's the W, never mind. No, he did blow his ult. So the ult was used on to Funny Beaver, but again, is not enough. Bot lane has rotated up. Belveth is going into her jungle, so someone take an objective here, please. Make it
I agree. I mean, you would think Belveth would probably be all over those just because she gets so much more powerful with, you know, the objective she gets. So I'm surprised she hasn't put more vision or tried to get more prio to get either Rift or Dragon at this point.
Yeah, I think their main focus is lanes right now, which, I mean, is fine, but you kind of left Kate to her own devices down there in bot lane with the Jinx and Emilio. So we do have a level lead here in top lane, which, I mean, it's not that big of a lead, but it does give Aztec kind of some pressure here. Has to stop emoting. It looks like Psycho may he should take this rift, but instead is going to engage on to the Scion, who does fall to Garen. I was gonna say if they fall to the Scion, I don't know what that's called, his passive or whatever, but the first track's gonna go over to TPO Cheezer. They do have a 1K gold lead. Jinx is excited, and the Mega Death Rocket does take out the Swain. I don't think Caitlyn really wants to stick around here, seeing as the jungler is on the opposite side of the map. I don't think I've seen an AD carry that Florgato has played that hasn't gone well, so. And because apparently I didn't believe in him yesterday, I have to say that today. So the Herald was picked up by Bel'Veth, and it looks like they're looking to drop it atop, but Garen is backing. Alright, so what have we got going on here? Besides violence, apparently.
Well, it looks like Lily is trying to do some counter jungling here.
Funny Beaver, it does get caught out and it escapes with literally no health. So the ult was blown there by, or it's not used. Why is it telling me that it was used? Okay. Jinx's rocket is back up. What are you doing? I'm very confused by these guys today. I feel like there's just a lot of like they're focusing on their ganks a lot more than I've seen in past games. Which honestly, I haven't seen Snob in the jungle for a hot minute, so. Jinx does pick up the Gale Force. I don't believe that was the best choice here. I probably would have gone with Kraken Slayer, but I think I just have a thing against against Gale Force. But Herald is dropped bot lane and is able to connect with that turret. It takes about a plate down. Everett's Reformed is looking to take some turret plates here top, but is choosing to back. The Swain ult is popped onto the Jinx and the Emilio, and the Jinx is going to fall to the Caitlyn here. Not a whole lot of backup or ults from the Emilio that could save her.
Well, and to your point there, Emily, I don't know if you saw, but Jinx used her Gale Force there, and she used it to like go in on Caitlyn, which I don't know if she really needed to do that, but I'm also in the way of thinking of the Kraken Slayer, so.
Yeah, I think Kraken Slayer would have been the way to go, only because of the Garen, the Bel'Veth.
I agree, 100%.
Ooh, looks like Lilia might be caught out here. Unless they're able to. I think that her ult was used already, so it is available though. Probably not the best situation to use it right there, but. Caitlyn picks up the Kraken Slayer, which usually I see those reversed. I see the Gale Force on the Caitlyn and a Kraken on the Jinx. But, okay. I can dig it. I guess everyone has their own like different play styles, so.
I
Swain
agree.
just
I mean,
pick up the Oracle Lens.
as long as you use your active items, I guess I don't really care. But
Yeah.
I'm not the greatest at using the actives, so.
Yeah, I always forget. Like if I build Gale Force, like I have to constantly be reminded to use it because I don't.
Yeah.
Aztec is caught out here and is going to fall to Edward's Reformed. It is 3-2. It's kind of a slow game for at least the side of Cheezer. This is not quite like them.
I agree. It is a bit of a slow game.
Yeah.
I was expecting maybe something a little more explosive with the draft and the drafts and everything, but so far it's been a pretty chill game.
Yeah, I think that I do think that the Cassante pick into the Victor actually wasn't that bad. Oh, the Swain ult was popped, but the Jinx was able to take out the Caitlyn, but it looks like they are going to fall to the Swain. Unfortunate. Drake number 2 is up. It is an Infernal Drake. The first one was a Mountain Drake, which gave them 8% armor and magic resist. Funny Beaver is caught out here. Does ult the Belveth? Was that his ult? Gem?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like it doesn't like go away. Does his ult not have a reset?
I thought it did.
Oh. Gotcha. Okay. Alright, so the Swain is able to be taken down by the Scion. Caitlyn ult was blown there. Not very impactful with a tank Scion that now has 93 stacks on Heartsteel. Garen does pick up the Strike Breaker. Belveth has the Kraken Slayer. And I'm going to say that Drake number 2 goes over to Cheezer, which is, I mean, it's good in their favor, especially for the bot lane with the 5% attack damage and ability power. I don't know if that really affects much. I believe it attacks Lilia. She built AP, right? I don't think Lilia. Lilia builds AP, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You know, props to Snom for like playing this champion because I tried her in the jungle and me on Lilia, like my clear is just rich. Belveth is on the second herald, or is not on the second herald because that's signed up. Alright. Oh no, it was. Alright, she did pick up the herald here. A fight breaks out in topside. The Lilia ult was blown. She does fall to the Garen. Psycho is on Aztec War Priest, not showing any mercy. It looks like this Garen is caught out. You are in the wrong neighborhood, buddy. The ult from Funny Beaver does come out, and Edward's Reformed is going to fall to Cassandra. Let's go. 5-5. These score lines are even. It's like back and forth for these teams, but Cheezer does have to be careful because Garen was able to take tier 1 and 2 with the heralds. Jinx is excited. Let's go. But Jinx is now almost dead. Okay.
All right, so I just have to say something in this bot lane. I appreciate Jinx and Florigato playing so aggressively, but they don't have to do that. Like, he already won his lane fair and square like earlier, and now he's just kind of like going way too aggressive. And if you throw down the traps, if no one gets caught in the traps, then you back off, because now it just feels like he's trying to be way too aggressive when he really doesn't need to be. Just sit back, get your farm, and then scale. Do your thing as Jinx and take turrets.
Yeah, that was a little bit of like an over aggression there on the side of choosing the bot lane. Amelia did try and get them out, but it was just unfortunate. Garen, I don't know how this one works. Scion, Garen's ult is a lot more useful in lane than Scions is, because it kind of helps them get back to lane faster or like get out faster. But that spin to win is definitely showing. Psycho might be caught out here as Lilia does pop the ult, and the Scion goes in, and Psycho on Belveth is going to fall to the Cassante. So Cassante has
Popped like a balloon, sorry.
literally. Science at 231 stacks on the Dark Seal. I know that Belveth has stacks. I just don't check those until they're up. Because I know, like, I think she maxes at like 100.
Let's see. Is that her inescapable?
She's got. Oh, yes, she got 34 right now.
Yep.
And it just gives her. Aztec does fall to Edward's Reformed, but the kill goes on Edward's Reformed, goes over to Cassante. No. Whoever is in the chat, please, if you're gonna be a troll, go somewhere else. Like, this is not the place for it, thank you. If one of my moderators is in there, can you just ban them, please? The Herald has dropped bot lane looks like that bot lane is going to be, the turret is going to be taken down. Amelia and Jinx are doing what they can in this mid lane, but I don't know. I think that this, I'm so confused right now. I lost my train of thought. But Belveth does take the kill onto Cassante and Lilia. They're definitely turning this around. Thank you. Yeah, Wildcats is able to turn this game around. They just kind of have to keep Jinx at bay here because the Caitlyn is 2-1. The Victor has a 150 gold farming bounty. Belveth has 150 gold bounty.
Man.
Oh my gosh. Edward's Reformed is on fire. Why are we letting this through? We know not to let him on Garen.
And I mean, let's face it, Emily, like, once you get on Jinx as a Garen, you're pretty much toast with your Jinx. Like, you just can't do anything.
The third Drake was a Ocean Drake, goes over to... Oh, Belveth did not pick up the ultimate. It's her ultimate. Just kind of walked out. I think she kind of needs those.
I would say so.
Yeah. Oh, the Jinx Rocket comes and does take Scotty to about half health here. Edward Reformed is in a tough spot. The Lilia ult does come out and is going to fall, maybe? Can Cassante catch up here?
Okay, that's crazy.
Alright. Yeah, that was so much chasing there. But Lilia is able to shut down Edward's Reformed. Aztec takes out Scotty D, and Psycho goes takes out Aztec in return. If you kill my support, I kill you back. Oof. Jinx is excited and gets shut down with the excitement from the Caitlyn, and Victor takes down Amelia. A bit of an overstep there by Cheezer. Just slightly. Jinx, I'm never for this, but sell that Gale Force and buy yourself a Kraken. Please. The Gale Force was used in that fight. Both the Flash and Ghosts were used by Jinx. Oof. Okay, now they're speeding up the tempo, which is where I know these teams should be. The Ocean Drake that was picked up does restore about 2.5% missing health every 5 seconds, so yeah. Back to our menacing tempo here, but we do have Baron up right now. I've been kind of hoping to see these teams kind of position around because Baron is something that could be beneficial and get the gold back onto Cheezer because they are about 2k down. I just noticed mid tier 1 and top tier 1 are still up.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see Zion get a little crazy here and use his ult to kind of help us set his team up for Baron.
Who should he target though? I mean, the Caitlyn is 3-1-3. She is kind of fit.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Jinx had such a promising start, but I think just her over-aggression has just been her downfall.
That is one of like my issues with playing Jinx is that when she gets excited, I just see an enemy turret and I'm like, oh, we running? Let's go. The Cassandre is able to get Garen under turret. He does walk out and escapes the Cassandre.
The Garen, like the just, I can't. I don't even know. Like Garen's not even building tanky. He has a Pride Stalker, and yet he's getting out of these like crazy situations.
And the flash was used by Cassandre to try and like stop him. Ooh, Scotty is gonna go down to Florgado here. I think Jinx needs to just keep doing that, but play from behind. Don't run under turret. There, Lucy. The Cassandre hitting the Garen out of the Lilia W. Yeah, it happens. I guess Edward's Reform decided to come back for more, but he is left to his own devices up here in top lane yet again. Wow. All right. Cassandre does pull Edward's Reform under the turret. He is taking turret shots, but is once again able to walk out. So once Bel'Veth gets into her full form, she can solo Baron. But she is not quite there yet. She's got 56% attack speed from her. So, Jinx does pick up the Lord Doms, which is actually not that bad of a pick here. Caitlyn has Infinity Edge though, so uber scary. Dragon's up in 30 seconds.
We still have bounties on Bel'Veth and Caitlyn as well, so you know, to get back in the game a little bit, it would probably be good to pop those two and then go hit up one of the objective or Baron. Sorry, that's the only one that's up right now. So,
yeah, we do have Dragon up in 15, and if Cheezer secures it, it does put them at soul point. However, I feel like they're kind of spread out a bit here. But Bel'Veth is on the top side of the map and will be spotted on a ward. Psycho, that's not your neighborhood, buddy. Unless they're going to trade Dragon for Baron, but Lilia walks away from Dragon. So I'm going to just take a objective. I have to wait so long. The Cyan ult does come out. The Jinx rocket comes out. The Lilia's ult comes out. So many ults blown here. The Bel'Veth does fall to Lilia, followed up by directed camera changing. Okay. Funny Beaver is caught in a little bit of a sticky situation here. He is going to fall to the swing. All right. Aztec, I don't think you're getting out of this one, unfortunately. This Caitlyn is just doing damage. So.
I mean, if you watch that entire fight, Caitlyn like stood a mile back and was completely untouched.
Yeah. I mean, she wants to be untouched. She wants to kind of like just poke you from afar. Garen's trying to contest this dragon as a teleport does come in from the Victor, and the isn't it? They did let Lily get out with very little health, which means that I think that this Drake is going over to Wildcats. Second Drake is another. Oh my god, it's another ocean dragon. Restores 2.5 missing health every 5 seconds. So pretty much they're at like 5% health. Alright.
Still, this game, it feels, well, and gold wise and dragon wise, it's just about even.
It really is. I'm surprised at it's 15-12, so there is like almost the same amount of deaths as there is minutes in this game.
Oh wow.
I mean, I knew that this team was gonna bring it, but jeez. Cyan and Victor are going to go at each other in top lane. Funny Beaver's gonna try and go after Edward's formed again. I feel like they're going just for the same picks, but that W from Victor is going to stun Aztec. I don't think that Victor has enough damage to do enough to him, but Velvet does. So it looks like they're kind of setting up for Baron here, which would be smart. Cassandra is on the opposite side of the map, but the Unleashed teleport is up, so if needed, he can TP right into that fight. This kind of feels like a little bit of a mess.
Doesn't it feel
I'm
like a
not gonna
solo
lie.
game, Emily? Like
It does. I'm like waiting for something to happen, and they're just like, you know, I'm just gonna, you know, slap you around and
yeah, I
top
mean,
lane.
everybody's kind of like, I think, a little bit lost right now on what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I will hand it to Cheezer. They did show up today, and like they hadn't practiced in a while, so a little rusty. So this is just a warm-up game. We'll just call it a warm-up game.
That's fair.
They're not playing bad, but they are they're just playing not their usual selves. So, and the fact that they like Aaron through is amazing. Everyone knows Baron Edwards formed Karen.
Yeah, I feel like if you know that, you're making a statement if you let it go through.
I mean, if it wasn't something that they were afraid of, but a 5-0 Garen means that like he can do it, but it's gonna cost him his life at times here. So, Lilia did opt to go the Radiant Virtue route. For some reason, I thought it was Jack Show, but coming from the name, I'm gonna go with the better judgment there.
Well, that's an interesting buy. I don't know if that's normally her first item. I haven't played Lilia in a while, but I feel like it's not a normal thing.
Yeah, I figured that you would have gone more of like an AP Rift Maker,
Yes.
but I think that maybe is an old build. So it looks like Cheezer is setting up. They're going to start this Drake with Belveth right behind them. I don't know if this is a move for them. They're going to need to turn and fight these guys. And Emilio's going to fall to the Victor. The Victor falls to the Lilia. Holy crap. Okay. The Swain did blow the ult. The Lily takes out the Caitlyn, Cassandra takes out the Swain, and Garen is taking base, guys. So Aztec does have to back to answer that Garen, keep him out of the base. The inhib does not fall, which is a plus there, so. But there's only 2 people on the side of Cheezer taking this Baron. This is dangerous. There's no one to get there quickly. Jinx is down, and so is Emilio just respawning. I don't know if they have this damage. Maybe they do. And Wildcats knows that they're there. Garen's gonna come and try and stop this. And
oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay.
That I did not know who got that.
Okay, well at least the Baron goes over to Cheezers, and it does go on to the Emilio and the Jinx, which is the right people. I believe Cyan has it as well. So you're gonna see Cyan pushing these bot lanes. Dragon is up. The rest of the team is gonna fight Wildcats while Aztec split pushes. He is taking a page out of Juggernaut's book. Lilia is kind of caught here. We kind of don't want to fight the Belveth, but drag the quarter health. Cyan comes in, but Belveth is able to smite win. The Drake does go over to Wildcats. That puts them at soul point. So Snam was able to shut down Psycho with no ults up right now. The Emilio E was used onto Jinx, But I believe Jinx goes down here to... Oh, it went down to the Victor. Messy mess. Jeez. That Garen just won't die. As I say that, alright.
No, it's...
I'm on point today.
I don't even understand it. Like, I guess he has the magic resist now, but he didn't. Yeah, it's crazy to me. Garen is just so tanky, and he doesn't even really have any tank items besides the MR, and he just got that recently, so.
Put the team on your back, Edward. Yes. Use some Magus. Behave yourself. The tier 1 turret finally goes down in mid lane. I do think that it's nice to see Snom back in the jungle. Snom, I've missed you. He does have 700 gold bounty on him. That's wild.
That is wild. And by the way, I did look up the Lilia build, and normally it is not Radiant Virtue. Now he's doing fine with it. I'm just normally you build like Leandries into Demonic. And
yeah.
Then, yeah.
Because it used to be Riftmaker a while back, but yes, Snom is Magus's brother. For everyone, and oh yeah, what else was I supposed to say? Oh yeah, that Magus is the best coach ever. So there's that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. This triple ocean drink. Oof. It's definitely helping the side of Wildcats for sure, because that Garen won't die. It takes multiple people to get on him for that. There is a little bit of CS lead here, and that in the favor of Jinx. What is the gold difference? Caitlyn does lead in gold here. I don't know the difference. Jim's gonna have to do the math there. The Scion ult does come in, does hit the Swain. Edward's Reformed is taken out by the Florgado, the Jinx, yeah, I can get it right eventually. While Lilia continues to chase under turret and take out the Caitlyn Bagless. And then, unfortunately, Swain falls to the Jinx. We now have a fed Jinx. No one likes a fed Jinx. It looks like the junglers are going to squabble a little bit in mid lane and chase each other around the map while the tier 2 in mid lane is taken. The Velvet does fall to Lilia, and oh God. Sion's tanking these turrets. He does not care. It's gonna be a base race because we have Victor in Cheezer base. We have the rest of Cheezers in Wildcats base. And Lily is chasing everyone over the map. I love these two teams.
Wow.
I literally love these two teams so much. Alright, this is going to be game number 1 that goes over to... okay, I was waiting to see if it actually went through. Game number 1 goes over to TPO, Cheezer. Guys, you... Both teams, like, we got talked after this. Holy crap. That was an insane back and forth constantly. Like, I don't think that they stopped, but I found it entertaining that the two junglers were literally chasing each other while their bases are being taken. It's amazing.
I don't know what to say, honestly. The kills were so even most of the time. It was it was insane. I couldn't tell you who was going to win that match even till the end. Like,
oh yeah, no, there was no. I don't think that anyone could have predicted it. Oh, they hit. Thank you. You're not unfriending me. I don't have Edward's Reformed added. All right. We're gonna go on a short break while we get ready for game number 2, get everybody in the lobby. So don't go anywhere. We shall be right back.
Try your luck and take a chance. Get for the risks in this moment. Take my hand, then break my heart. I'll never walk this road again. Stumbling steps grow to a dance where things change forever.
Hello, and welcome back to TPO Esports. This is game number 2 of TPO Cheezer versus Wildcats. This is a best of 5 series. Game number 1 was very, very interesting. Um, I'm expecting to see a Lilia ban here, but Wildcats opted to keep that Olaf out of the hands of the one, the only Aztec War Priest. I don't know. Some of you might get lucky. Blitzkrieg's banned by Cheezer, Vladimir by Wildcats. They're just running through these bans. Annie and Cassandra. Zach. Okay. They chose not to change any of their bans, and neither did Cheezer. So Garen got through yet a second game. Tracker, please.
Oh my gosh. And the
Talk me
Caitlyn.
off the ledge here.
Oh my God. This is nuts. Like, and the Jinx and Melio. I mean, is this going to be a repeat of last game?
Yeah, change your picks. I swear to God, if you pick Garen Edwards, we're going to have a severe talking to after this. I'm telling you right now.
I'm actually really surprised the bans are literally the same as they were the last game.
I know. Like, what happened to banning Garen? Why are we letting this go through?
And oh my gosh, I have issues with this.
You know what? I quit. I quit.
Bye guys, see you later.
I enjoyed the same exact game as number 1. Actually, you know what? Lucy, if you're listening to me, if you build Gale Force again, I'm disowning you. I just want to make that very clear.
I mean, I honestly think that Swain was not a factor much last game. I mean, Jinx just tore him up, so.
I don't think that that's the pick that they want to go here. Like, I would have gone like a Caitlyn Lux. Most toxic bot lane to kind of, can someone clip Tracker? Loki tells me go with salty run back. Yes, please, somebody clip me and post it in this Discord because I'm going to share it.
Oh my God,
I'm done. I'm out of here. No.
We're done.
No, I'm not looking anywhere. Not done. Yep, God. I'm done. You all suck. I'm just kidding. Sorry, Jim.
They didn't even ban Lilia. What happened? And Maokai's the same.
Maokai is a pick that a Wild Lilia plays. That he's the main Maokai. Like, climbed all the way to Plat 1 on Maokai. But I swear to Christ, Magus Knight, you're in so much trouble after this game.
So why don't we just throw on the recording from last game and we'll just
like you don't even need us here. Freaking insane players.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Yiku, I hope you're listening to that. Play out the game. Don't build freaking Gale Force and Jinx with Kraken Slayer. Oh my God.
They're doing this on purpose. I know they are.
God, like they're trying to tilt me out of oblivion. Achieved. Alright, what's the last pick here? Let's go.
I don't know if I really expected a Mordekaiser pick.
Why?
I guess that's a Mord jungle.
Why? Aztec, pick something wild here. Oh, you already picked. Never mind. I hate you guys. You guys. Jeez.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Exciting gameplay thrown out the window by TPO Cheezer, everyone. Welcome to TPO Esports. Just watch last game. You continue to see the same pick the man, but you know what? Thank you, Psycho, for changing it up and going something other than Belfast. I commend you for it because Cheezer is in a boatload of trouble with me right now, so But actually, it would be kind of fun to see Aztec play Cassandra because I don't think he can.
I mean, I guess I could see that, like them swapping Scion and Cassante in lanes. I mean, with as much as Cassante was like actually top lane last game, I was like, oh shoot, who's top lane?
I know. Like, I thought it was going to be like an inching Scion mid or something, but I don't think I've ever seen Funny Beaver play Scion, so.
What do you mean? This is
oh.
still game one, right?
I know, like, we're still in game one, but. What? Oh, I really thought that said religion. I was very confused.
NA.
It's NA.
Hmm.
So there is an issue with the client, it's a small indie company, where it's causing players to disconnect from their games. Of course, they're investigating it. This will be a 2-week investigation. But everyone's getting 10-man DC from ranked. Oof.
Game disconnection issues just popped up on my client.
Yeah. Oh, you were just tilted, weren't you? I get it. I get it, Eager. It's fine. We can talk about our feelings here. My feelings are that you guys picked the same freaking top again.
Hey Emily, I got a quote. Disconnect games. Uh-oh, I'm disconnecting.
I'll kill you, Tracker. I know where I know where you sit in this server. So since we've seen the same exact comp last time, what are your thoughts on this one too?
Well, I'm trying to add some more flair in here, but let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna say just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna say Wildcats runs away with this one.
Okay. Can't create magic if Vagar is impact. That's so weird by saying you're resetting your hamster. Jim, stay out of Twitch chat. Oh my god. Alright, well, let's hope that there are not any bans. Oh my gosh, my client just lost sound. This is fun. Okay, so I don't know, maybe there'll be a Xante top. Geez, Aztec.
Yeah, I mean,
you're gonna have to remake this lobby.
we're having
Edwards
some technical
reform.
issues.
Yeah, I think so. Guys.
Yep.
Oh wait, no. No, we're good. I totally forgot that he picked Garen again.
How could you forget?
You know what? Like, I'm still molding. You know what? Shut up, Jim.
Do you think
Nobody
the Mordekaiser is going to be a much of a difference?
Honestly, I would like to see. I would like to see him play Kha'Zix.
Ooh, that would be
Kha'Zix
gross.
is absolutely disgusting right now. Like how many times I've gotten one shot by that stupid little bug man. I'm so salty right now. You have no idea. So freaking salty.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I really it did surprise me that they banned the same champs. I guess they just really don't want to see those champions like in the game. I guess.
I guess so. I mean, like, I don't have to I don't have to run down the lineup of like what who's playing where. We all know. All right, let's see here. Yes, did anyone clip me involving on the stream and posting it somewhere? No. All right. Let's see if no one pays attention to me. I'm pretty sure that right now, Dr. Bovine Basher is in the world of Zelda. I guess the Zelda game just came out.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, I heard it came out today, and it was a big deal. People were waiting in line in front of GameStop for it.
I think they pre-ordered it. I don't remember, Jim. But it's called Tears of the Kingdom. I just looked in in the Argonauts channel. But all right, guys, the predictions are out. Make sure you use your channel points. It's almost closed, and we're gonna go on a quick spectator delay to get ready for game number 2. We shall be right back.
You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you will break your back stopped asking for forgiveness. Cause you should know only fools tread with the angels. Fear to go, but you keep trying to get to.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to game number 2 of TPO Esports. This is TPO Cheezer versus Wildcats running the exact same comp as game number 1, minus the Mordekaiser. Thank you, Psycho. Appreciate you. So I'm expecting to see the same thing, so I don't think that we need to talk about it. But it does look like Lilia's getting a little ballsy and putting some deep vision into the side of Wildcats, and the pings go wild.
No, it doesn't look like anything cheeky gonna happen here. A lot of basically 5-point clear, but well, maybe not.
I was gonna say, like, there's early violence.
Whoa.
There's early violence. Psycho is taking some damage from the Emilio Croissant. And Swain. Swain gets a hook on Jinx. Alright, so this time Psycho is choosing to start red buff. And he's already 3/4 health. I'm sure he heals back up like quickly, but still, like, he took some hefty blows there. Now he's gonna tank this red buff, so it does say that Lily starts topside, so Jinx kind of has a little bit of an early lead down there in bot lane. Aztec is half health already.
What I say? I don't know any Scion players that are full health when the game starts. I really don't.
I mean, like, why would you want to go into game full health? I mean, come on.
Right?
I mean, like, there's zero fun in that. I swear to God, if Jinx spills Gale Force again, my eyes are gonna bleed.
Totally agree. Like, I feel like Gale Force, I use it a lot as a defensive item to get me out of bad situations, but he just used it to, like, run into bad situations, so it would be nice to see the Kraken this game.
You know, I was always told that Gale Force was for bad positioning, and my positioning was, like, normally was god-awful for, like, the longest time, and still is at times. Normally when I get yelled at by Jim for, like, Tristan and W into the fight, so, he's just like, I'm like, please. Swain does land the pull onto the Jinx, and the Ignite is blown down in bot lane. Jinx uses the Ghost to try to get out. No bueno. Now is kind of overstaying her welcome here. You have to remember that there is an 80 carry behind that support, so you know, don't disrespect the Caitlyn, or the Caitlyn will kill you. So Jinx opted to start the longsword refillable potions, which is honestly my favorite build, aside from instead of the Doran's Blade. Not a fan of the Doran's Blade start, but I do understand why people build it. Edward's Reformed has 0 cares to give, as continually dives Aztec for pre-sundered. Aztec is a level down here. And Forgato still, Jinx still is not backed. I think she's kind of flirting with fire here.
And Lilia is on the bot side of the map, and she was kind of roaming towards bot, but it looks like now she's just getting the scuttle on the bot side of the river.
Honestly, should just take Drake. That comes. Drake's up in 50 seconds. Remember? With Mordecai just going into topside jungle. I kind of see if there's anything there, and go take the chickens. You guys can trade chickens. It's cool. It's fine.
Oh wow, yeah, they did, didn't they?
Maybe it's a Malphite. Leave me alone, Jim. All these guys are gonna build Gale Force. I know they are. It's gonna tilt the living daylights out of me. But Jinx picked up a very, very late call.
I don't get that, but maybe there's a trick to that.
I mean, apparently it's for when you don't want to fight. in lane and you just want to farm, but that doesn't seem like this team.
No, not at all.
They want to wake up, choose violence, and just beat the ever-living daylights out of each other.
Exactly.
Aztec, stop dancing. You're making the sound go off. All right. Hextech Drake is up, which means that I have a chance at Chemtech Soul, and that would make me happy. I really wanted a game that I could just pick all of the Drakes and they would all be Chemtech. I love Chemtech.
Yeah, it's good.
Lilia is doing a semi-early gank level 4 against a level 6 Garen with ult. That sounds like a wild idea.
I think you are correct with that, Emily, because, I mean, there was really nothing. That Garen almost killed Lilia, actually, and Sion was almost dead anyway, so I think you just continue to farm. Yeah,
it looks like he's kind of trying to get some, like, the turret plates here, but, like, at what cost? Like, are you willing to die for it? Because you did. First Blood does go over to the
oh my gosh.
Sion topside, while Mordekaiser is taking this dragon.
This that was like almost just like the exact same thing that happened last game.
Like, yeah, I think Aztec first blooded last game too.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. All right. So, this is going to be Tracker and my last game. We're going to pull some other degens that we have in here into the stream. It'll be listen, we've been known by that for a while and we stand by it proudly. Well, this Victor is chunking the living daylight out of this Cassante. Slightly unfortunate.
Now that I don't remember from last game.
Now I think Melio should just stand still and just spam Control 3. That makes Jim so happy when I do that, because that's when, like, he rolls his R's and it literally tilts Jim off the face of the planet, so I do it all the time. It's great. As you can tell, this is a great relationship that we have got here at TPO. We call each other degens, tells each other in game.
Hey, we're not troll picks only for nothing.
Right? So the Mordekaiser does a gank down here in bot lane, and it does look like the Jinx is caught out. The Swain is going to do damage, and Caitlyn follows up and takes them out. Shut down. The Caitlyn ult was used in that fight. Yeah, Caitlyn ult. Okay,
Well, I just feel like Caitlyn plays so patiently. She just waits for them, or waits for Jinx to make a mistake, or, you know, obviously they got ganked, but I just feel like Caitlyn waits for that moment, and then she goes off. Whereas Jinx plays a little more, like, aggressive and, like, you know, maybe doesn't think things through because they're just so bloodthirsty.
I mean, you know what? I support the bloodthirstiness of this game, but Funny Beaver, you're in a tough position here. That W can root you, and then you're just going to knock up, and it looks like you are going to go down, but not before you take the Mordekaiser with you. Alright, so, Lesbian Zed did get the kill onto the Croissante. I love saying that, Croissante. Send help. Jim, what's the crime proud for? Shut up. Oh, because you don't like the Amelia.
Send help.
So, Swain, once again, this game does upgrade his support item first. I mean, I guess if it's not broke, don't fix it, but Boba's probably going to flame you guys if you do this again next game, so I'm just going to give you a heads up. But I could say the vision difference in the bot lane is still big, where Swain once again picks up that Creeper with a vision score of 11, where Melio is still at 5. Actually, Jinx has more than Melio does vision score-wise, which is insane.
Wow.
Yeah, right?
And it looks like Mord's starting up Rift Herald. I mean, he's got Prio top. He just has to watch out for Cassante. Oh, it wasn't... Was it? Yeah, he just got it. Wow, okay. Looks like they're trying to set up something topside.
Oh my gosh.
Ult.
The Lilia is going to fall to the Swain Ignite. Alright, and Aztec War Priest is hanging on by a sliver. Edward's Reformed does take out Aztec War Priest. Okay. And it doesn't look like they're getting much. He doesn't get much out of it. Garen is just chunking this turret down. Smoke does have to be careful because they are low health, so... Oof. Where's that Kraken Slayer, huh? Nah.
And this looks like both junglers are kind of having a little bit of a rough start.
Alright, mid lane is even, CS-wise, most of the lanes are fairly even, except for top lane. Top lane is struggling a little bit, has been shoved under turret for most of the game. The first streak did go over to Wildcats, but the second is going to go over to Cheezer. So the Ocean Drake now goes to TPO Cheezer and restores 2.5 missing health every 5 seconds, where the Hextech gives 7.5 ability haste and attack speed per stack. I don't know what the stacks are on, but you know what, hey. I don't think there's any stacks we gotta look at here. Traffic, are you laughing at me? Because I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure you are. I'm trying to beat these two. But Caitlyn does return to lane with a full fire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, Jinx also has your favorite item.
Okay, you know what? Lucy is now up for adoption. Anyone is able to take them. Feel free.
I don't know. I don't get the Gale Force again, but
I just think on Jinx, you're hindering her the damage output.
Mm-hmm. And
both top laners at half health again.
Yeah, this is just like a brutal lane up here. They're just constantly like whacking, hitting each other, and just going at it.
I did make the upcoming casters aware that they picked the same draft.
Now this is the third time. I'm so sorry, Emily.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, it's 5-3. The battle 1.5K gold lead. I'm so sad right now. Oh hey, look, the sign built Heartsteel. Garen built Stridebreaker. What did someone build Kraken Slayer out there? Alright, the Jinx is able to take out the Swain, and gets a double kill on the Caitlyn. Okay.
Wow.
Alright. The Gale Force did come into use there, but I still hate the items, so.
Yep, it looks like Caitlyn was able to at least get her, what are they called? Her boots, that last back. So.
I think, I don't know what Jinx's secondary runes are, or if she has boots, or if she can buy them. No, it is 14 minutes. Never mind. They probably would have had more. Another wet noodle fight comes up in top lane, but the AD carry and support were able to take down tier 1 turret and bot side. Mordekaiser and Lilia are going to battle it out. An ult from Funny Beaver does put Lesbian Dead in a tough situation. The Victor does fall to the Zaunite. The Jinx gets another kill.
Wow.
And is it going to be another one? Is it? Is it? No. Caitlyn's ult was used. Swain's ult is up. Jinx's ult is up. So if there's enough damage put out on these guys, then they can... Super Mega Death Racket will seal that fate if used. Oh my gosh. I gotta say Jinx is performing much better this game. Still don't the kill for us, but she is gonna come back to lane with Boots and the Last Whisper. It looks like they're going for LDR again.
Yeah, I think that's, that's a good buy, especially with the Mord. And, well, I guess Mord isn't building tanky, but he just is a little tanky with his W and then the Garen. So I don't disagree with that. And Aztec War Priest goes down again. Been kind of a back and forth up here in top lane. One will die, then the other one will die, but it does kind of feel like Garen has the upper hand a little more this game. Ooh.
Oh, nice ult. Was that? Yeah, ult from Emilio and the W to get a Jinx out of that sticky situation. And you probably could have done the full amount of damage. You just had that Kraken Slayer.
And it looks like
Jim's gonna yell at this cast. I'm in trouble.
It looks like the dragon is up.
Victor's in a tough spot, but does use the stopwatch.
Looks like just
Sorry,
you're okay. Looks like just a slaughter fest. I'm not sure what Lilia, or I'm sorry, who's the enemy? Mordekaiser was thinking there, but he ended up ulting Lilia, and Lilia was just bouncing around like the deer that she is. So didn't really get much out of that. And now they get a free turret and they get a dragon out of it.
Yep.
Do you know if Mordekaiser is a Lilia counter or supposed to be a Lilia counter?
I don't believe so. Because I thought that when they nerfed the Mordekaiser jungle, that kind of like hindered him, so he kind of dropped. But Jim's gonna have to fact check that for me.
Yeah, because I wonder why they picked the Mordekaiser jungle. It doesn't feel like Psycho is like really comfortable with it, and he's not really sure what his role is in the team fights.
It's actually looking quite favorable for Cheezer right now, as they are 2K gold lead, but they're even in turrets here. The Jinx Super Mega Death Racket does go out, but doesn't really have much of an effect. It was kind of like an early blind one. I prefer to like ult across the map and try and hit random people, but
yeah. Well, and another thing, Mordekaiser is very kind of slow in his clear and doesn't take minions quite nearly as fast as Lilia. So Lilia's kind of running laps around him at this point, just like clearing camps, taking minions. I mean, that's what she does best, is just like hop around and take stuff. No, I want to say it like that too. Why did you put that in chat, Jim? Now I have that song in my head.
Oh my god. No boost with the hurt. I hate it here. I hate it here.
Just...
Ooh. You know what? Everyone ignore the gym and the chat, please. We have a trolling producer. Next thing you know. Jim? My god. I can't with this man. A fight does break out in top lane, and it looks like Psycho's going to go down. The Jinx Super Mega Death Rocket goes wide.
Yeah.
That's okay. You know what? Like, there are many times, pretty much all the time I send out that rocket, it goes wide, but that's alright. Nice W from the Victor to kind of dissuade this Cassante, but it looks like Baron is going to go over to Cheezer as Mordekaiser down for 14 seconds. So they kind of have the upper hand here while Aztec beats Living Daylights out of a Swain in ult form. Apparently he's not concerned about the ultimate form. We're just gonna keep going. Doesn't it like keep going the longer that
Yes.
Is this the day? Are you Oh no. Can you please tell your husband not to encourage Jim?
This is the... Oh my gosh, Jim. That was beautiful. This is the way.
Second still going at it here. Alright.
Like I said, Swain is just not a factor. I don't know why they picked him again.
Ooh. The Caitlyn ult does take down the Lilia, who has let us know that they have 118 things attempt. Do not put the helmet on over your headset. And it's not that kind of helmet. He might need one of those, but like he has a Star Wars helmet.
And again, like Mordekaiser is just not doing anything really for Wildcats at this point. It's just he might as well just keep farming, trying to get gold. But I think at this point, like you just kind of you wait for those team fights. You try to get the good ults on maybe. I don't even know who you would ult in this matchup. Like maybe Milio. You might be able to kill Milio, but that's probably about it. Lily can just bounce around and you know, do her thing, and so I just really think that Mordekaiser is kind of a non-factor. Edward reformed, getting 2v1'd, almost 3v1'd, but of course Garen runs away. Top lane skirmishing just a little bit. Sion doing his Sion things, kind of just ignoring Victor. Ooh, the E just barely misses Lilia from Mordekaiser. And Mordekaiser ults the Lilia, who, well, it did not hit her. Does she have something that can get her out of that?
Yeah, he was QSS,
oh,
yeah.
Thanks.
The QSS was actually a good pickup because you do have the Swain, you do have the and the Super Mega Death Rocket once again goes wide.
Oh.
And Aztec is in a tough position here, and he is gonna fall down to Swain. Bye-bye, Aztec.
Yeah, and that Swain ult down for at least a little while here. And it looks like they're all kind of like roaming around Baron, even though it's not up. So I imagine they're probably going to set up Vision and be ready for when it does come up. Oh, the Mordekaiser E does come out, but everybody's there, so it doesn't do anything if all of their full team is there. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, okay.
Garen
This
is
Jinx.
just... Ooh.
4, 1, and 2. Jinx with 500 gold bounty. Still hate the Gale Force. Moving forward. The Caitlyn did go Infinity End, which is good. I would kind of like to see the Jinx pick it up, but The sign got 427 heart cell stacks. Oof. All right. What objective do we have coming? We have Baron in 1:40. We have we got 3 minutes. That does put, if Cheezer can pick up this Drake, it does put him at soul point. So let's see. This is just like a back and forth, back and forth. 25 minutes into the game, we are at 20. Yeah, that's math. All right, 20 kills. That's insane. Just alone, like the Jinx and yeah, well, I guess that they all are a big pivotal point, but Psycho is not as much of a big play this game as he was when he was on Belva. I think that like there could have been possibly a better pick other than Mordekaiser.
For sure. That's why I wondered. It almost feels like you would pick that if you like knew it was a counter to something they had or whatnot, because you don't really see Mordekaiser jungle much anymore after he got nerfed. But I mean, I do feel like he was a little more involved and effective as Belveth, but she's another one that like I don't know. I'm not that familiar with her. I don't play her a lot, but I feel like she would be kind of another one that would be difficult to play, or you would pick her into special matchups.
I found her difficult to play, but really like you have to like farm up to get those stacks on her.
Yeah.
Jim, I don't think you ever corrected me last time. Is it 100 stacks that she needs to be able to solo Baron?
Yeah, and that's another, like, I think that's another point, Emily, like, you need to get those objectives. And you gotta have those objectives in order to, like, at least I thought they gave her more stacks, and then she gets all these minions, and then it's a disgusting mess. Oh. Jinx just overstepping a little bit there and getting shut down. Cassante and Garen just hashing it out. Nothing to see here. Oh my goodness.
The sign takes it out to Swain. Can we get something on this Mordekaiser? I don't know. The Mordekaiser ult was popped. I wasn't I didn't see who it went on, but Aztec is on top of this Caitlyn, and Caitlyn does not stand a chance. A 3-2-2 Caitlyn, who is like levels down from Mr. Warpriest up here. So what if I only so Aztec takes down Victor, and look at this funny Beaver and Edward to Farm are now leveling it out once again in the bot side. This is wild. These teams are wild.
Yeah, this is, I mean, this is, like I said, there's not a lot of difference between, at least Cassante and Garen. They were in bot lane for, like, most of the match last game, too.
All right, so it is a fight for this Drake right now because it puts him at soul point, and it was stolen by Cheezer. Holy crap, that puts them at soul point. Cloud Soul. What does that give them? 7% out of combat move speed and slow resistance. Probably not the worst on this team, if we're being honest. But it looks like Wildcats is kind of in shambles right now. They're gonna need to pull something together, and a Smuppet, I suggest you not be there, buddy. Like, you might be able to take out Aztec, but oh, she opts not to use her ult. Okay. I mean, she could have easily taken him down there.
I know, I was kind of wondering why that she didn't.
Oh my gosh, Jinx is excited. She is. Oh, the Super Mega Death Rocket goes wide. That's unfortunate. All right. This is the beginning of the end for the Wildcats. Looks like at least for game number 2, they're gonna have to have a redemption game next time, and see what goes down, because this is not looking too good unless they can shut everyone down. Aztec War Priest is going to fall to someone. Mordekaiser. All right. Edward's Reform shuts down the Jinx and gets that inhib turret down. Or is that the Nexus turret? That one. Okay, so they opt to go up towards Baron instead of protecting their base. You're gonna have super minions going into both bases. So I don't think this was the best call. I mean, it was a call. I think that Lilia can potentially steal this. And is she going to? No, it goes over to Wildcat. Wild. But Lily is a little out of place here. Does use the ghost to try and get out. The Super Mega Death Rocket does go wide again on Jing. Woo! Alright, they're... the Wildcats are gonna have to do something. Their base is a mess. Cyan does not have TP, however, Cassandra does. So, if for any reason he's able to get a teleport in there, they're gonna be in trouble.
I would like to see them actually, like, adapt their bans and picks next game, like, to this game, because I feel like there are some glaring issues, not just on one side, but on both sides, that, like, they need to change it up a little bit. Not just for my sake, not just for your sake, but just because, like, please, like, there's some things that you can change that might work better for you.
I mean, take Jinx away from Florgato. We have Elder coming up in 3 minutes. Whoever gets this Elder, if it lasts that long, does have the chance of taking this game. Jinx is down for the count for 47 seconds. This is not looking good for the side of TPO Cheezer if they continue to let it go this way. They did lose pretty much their carry, so.
Yeah. Cyan is just doing so much work this game. Like, I feel like, just frontlining for his team and
900 stacks on a Heartsteel.
Wow.
Like, I don't know what you really do with that. He's got so much, like, healing. Lilia does have 6 stacks on the Dark Seal. Funny Beaver is going to go after this Victor. I don't really think Victor wants to fight this. Aztec, just take him out. I know you can.
It is 1-0 Cheezer. Yeah, like I said, Cyan, he's solid, man. He's just, like, always split pushing, always putting pressure on the map. Looks like Edward Reformed might be caught here. The Lilia burn still on him. And she hit ults. Garen falls asleep, she kills him. Now they're gonna collapse on the Mordekaiser, but Cassandra is super low. Oh, but the rest of Cheezer is here.
Yeah, this is rough. I'm gonna say that this is gonna be game for Wildcats, because there's no one down on the side of Cheezer. Actually, Aztec War Priest is down. But they don't have to take this turret. They can literally just walk into base. Walk into base, clear the minion wave, take the turrets. You guys have this one in the bag, but if you mess around too much, everyone's gonna respawn and you guys are gonna be in trouble, so.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. And the Swain ult is blown, but the Swain does go down. Caitlyn goes down, and this is game number 2 over to TPO Cheezer. Maybe did I speak too soon? Because Edward Reformed is up, but not enough to stop this. So. No. Unfortunately, this is going to be game number 2 over to TPO Cheezer's Wildcats are gonna have to find a way back into here to stop them from taking the series. I don't want to see Cheezer versus Argonauts. I've seen it many times, but I'd like to see a little switch up. However, that is game number 2. This has been a pleasure casting tonight. Tracker and I are going to tag out, and our other casters will be tagging in. So we're going to go on a short break, and you'll be welcomed back by new guys. So you guys have a wonderful rest of the evening and enjoy the rest of the game.
Have a great night.
Wilted body slowly covering the light. Pull the trigger every night to stay alive. Hope is wishing, but you're running out of time. If I could only read your mind. Read your mind. Only read your mind. Try to shout, but all my words don't make a sound. Tiny pieces of the puzzle on the ground. Try to fix it, but you do this every time. If I could only read your mind. Read your mind. I could only read your mind.
Heyo, what's up, everybody? It's me, Lupul, and Red Eagle here, trying to take over TPO once again.
Let's go. How are you doing today, Lupul?
I'm doing wonderful, dude. I've got some pretty amazing food going on right now, but I am here with our production director, Mr. Jimothy, the one, the only Daddy Jim, and then also, not to mention, we have you. I've never casted with you, and I'm so excited for this. This is going to be amazing.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. I'm super excited. I know we were talking about that when we hopped in here. It's going to be our first time casting together with amazing production team. This is going to be great. It's going to be a fun time, fun experience. So
let's go straight into it. I guess we're going to go straight into the picks and bans, and we're going to see a Blitzcrank, an Olaf, an Annie ban as well from Cheezers.
Vlad.
Wildcats is going straight for it right here.
This is
getting
game
rid of the
3.
Vladimir.
They're ready to get through it. Yep. And so the
Who's
first two
up right
games we saw Cheezers win 2-0. And from what I understand from Emily, those were both the same exact drafts from both teams. A very interesting strategy from the side of Wildcats to say, I think we misplayed, went with the same draft and misplayed again. So now if you're Wildcats, Lupul, what do you change? How do you go from that? How do you respond?
Literally adapt. Have they figured out the question here is Wildcats? I'm not doing the gritty. No. The question is Wildcats stop it. The question is, did Wildcats figure out who the problem child on the Cheezers is? Have they figured that out? That's one.
And
Two.
It looks like they think it's Emilio, by the way, as that ban came through. Go ahead.
Yeah. Second thing. Second thing is, do they know who is the playmaker of the group? Who makes the plays? Who literally is the initiator? Once you kind of go, well, you have to figure out a comp then who to go front to back to front, whichever you need to do. Aztec, Jaeger, not happening. moving on. Not doing the
Wow.
gritty.
And I don't know if you noticed this, but Cheezer going for that Jinx first pick, thinking that it's one of the best champions in the patch still, and they played it, I guess, all 3 games now. Wildcats was quick to respond with the Ashe ADC, something that they believe is really good to Jinx, and that's what I've heard super good to Jinx. Has the slow, has the kiting, can't really let her get onto her, and Wildcats still picks Fiddlesticks. I didn't know Psycho played Fiddlesticks, so that's going to be interesting.
We're going to have to see how well Psycho can play Fiddlesticks, but then Cheezers respond with that Fiddlesticks call by playing both Maokai and Sion. Sion and Maokai, big problem, giant walls, CCs on each one of them. It's going to be a menace for even any sort of front line to get through them. How are they going to do it? Apparently, we see a Yasuo play. Where's the knockup? We're probably potentially seeing a Malphite hover over here. Maybe a Diana.
Malphite.
Maybe a Wombo.
Probably not Diana, right? Be Diana.
I mean, Yasuo can still go top or mid.
Could go top.
Remember.
Well, he would go top or mid. Yeah, I guess he could.
Yeah. And then Diana can respond. Yeah, or J4. J4, yes.
I guess not. Fiddlesticks was picked.
Oh, Fiddlesticks could be going. Yeah, you're right.
Could be support. No, that would be an interesting decision.
I mean, Fiddlesticks support isn't as strong as it used to be. Remember, the Crows are not there anymore.
Oh, and we had a missed ban. Let's see what that's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be Cassante.
And looks like Wildcats learned their lesson, decided to ban out some champions played in the previous games.
Didn't they already pick? Wasn't Sion gonna be their pick?
Sion was picked by Cheezer.
Okay, got it. Okay. Magic. I am not wittily hitting that gwitty. No.
He hit the gwitty.
Kate, stop it.
Oh, and we see Cheezer banning Edwards Garen, as well as Wildcats respect banning. And Loople, like you said, there's the Malphite top pick.
Yep, the Malphite top lane pick is going to basically be... Hi, casting. Sorry.
You literally need to gwitty right now.
I'm not gwitting right now. Stop it. I'm casting.
And we see
Thank you.
a Vygar mid lane here. Something to counter the Yasuo, not letting him dash freely as he wants to.
I mean, yeah, that W does go... the wind wall does not affect the W at all. And not to mention, the baby cage is the best thing for this team. Or we see a Jax pick, maybe following up with the Vygar.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be the Vygar.
Something like Sion support.
They need something. They need something AP though.
They do need AP damage around.
They need AP damage. There it is.
And it is the
there.
Vygar.
It is. So Bunny Beaver are gonna take that Vygar.
It's Maokai support. Jax mid. No, Jax top Sion mid. Right?
Yep. Maokai.
No.
Jungle.
No, I think it's Maokai support Jax jungle.
Why is everybody wanting me to do the gritty? Why? Why? What is up with this?
What they want, Loople.
I'm not doing the gritty. Okay, fine then. What's the score right now? Wildcats
2-0.
2-1? 2-0?
2-0.
2-0. Okay. If Wildcats do a reverse sweep, then I'll do the gritty.
Well, Wildcats, you heard it here first.
I will do the gritty. Yeah, no, Aztec, that's what I said. Yes. Deal with it.
That was an Ashe support.
Wait, what?
That was a first pick Ashe support.
That is insane. That is insane. Okay, so
Ashe Draven bot lane.
Okay, wait a second. But how well is that going to go into? They have practically only one tank. Cheezers have 3.
That's true, but then the counter side comes. If they somehow hit a Malphite ult on top of Jinx and Vygar and a Yasuo ultimate, where's the damage to finish out the fight at that point?
True. So Wildcats literally have to try to make sure that they have to go straight for the back line there. The last pick was Gnar?
Oh, the last pick was Gnar.
I'm sorry. Wait. Okay, so it's a...
So
what is that bot lane?
Malphite bot lane?
No, it's got to be an Yasuo Malphite bot lane? No. I don't know.
No, it has to be Ashe Malphite bot lane, right? I've seen Malphite support bring some traction back in my solo duo games. I mean, you have the Q, eventually you'll have the ultimate. I mean, great CC, ways to slow. The same principle, right? You're slowing Jinx with a ranged slow projectile.
Yeah.
Some armor shred. Not like completely awful.
I mean, the Vygar will be following that Yasuo each and every single time he tries to move down to that bot side.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so since we have fully what we are expecting to see here, we see both. So we see Cheezers with a potentially a Jax top lane, Maokai jungle, right? That's what we said.
Mhm.
Vigar mid, Jinx, Sion bot lane. Into a, I gotta say Gnar. It's a Vagar bot. It's a Vagar support. It could
So it is Jack's top sign on mid, or
yeah,
vice versa.
okay. Vice versa, one of the two. They can go with anything. So yeah. I mean, it's kind of a toss up in the air right now, but
These are some weird
Red.
comps.
Red, what do you seeing these on paper? I know that it's kind of we're kind of getting to the nitty gritty of it. Ha ha. There you guys go. On paper, who do you think has the better draft?
Man, that is so tough to say because, like I said earlier, Jinx definitely one of the better picks on the patch right now. I mean, I think Jinx still is has to be pick or ban that important. So getting that's really important. Not to mention the front line, it's going to be so hard to get to that Jinx. Like Wildcats has to play so well because they have to play on top of Malphite or Ashe ult hitting Jinx. Now, when it comes to that, if they can get that and they can kill the Jinx, as a tank Vigar support, the AP stacking isn't really there, in my opinion. I don't think that they're able to get the AP to where it needs to be by 30 minutes. So we have to draw on really far. And for that reason, I think comp-wise, it can play better to Wildcats, but it has to be played right. So I'm going to give this comp win to Wildcats and see where it goes from there. What about you, Lupul?
I mean, I will say this, depending on how well they play, thank you, by the way, Aztec. And the reason why I'm in the shed is because this is my new living arrangement. Hopefully, pretty soon it will be finalized and look a bit better with the drywall and the insulation, stuff like that. But moving on. With Wildcats, if they make sure they shut down the Vigar, and of course they have the Malphite to absorb a lot of the damage. And also the Gnar to initiate said damage for everything, the Wombo combo, because he's going to jump over everybody and try to ult the Jinx and the Vigar into a wall with the Fiddlesticks ultimate. Malphite's going to knock up. It's just going to be a giant Wombo combo fest here. It all depends on how well they are able to make sure that they go after specific people. If it doesn't go well for Wildcats, they're going to get nuked by a Vigar. End of story. Whether or not they have that front line. So,
Yeah.
I want to give it to Wildcats. At the same time, knowing Cheezers and how their positioning normally is, it could potentially be a jungle diff, or it could be a mid diff. Because the Jackson to a Yasuo, as long as he has that counter strike and he times it perfectly, then that makes sure that Yasuo does not move. Maokai goes in for a gank. W cues him. Jax jumps right on him. Third hits him. Boom, he's dead.
That's true. Jax is a pretty good matchup into Yasuo. I mean, Yasuo has to play it perfectly. He has to try and hit a Q3 first so he can DPS while he's knocked up. But there's just a lot that can go wrong for Yasuo that you just don't see going wrong for Jax in that instance, right? Because Jax is very easily disengaged with his E and his Q. Also ramps up attack speed over time, can all in very easily. So a very good matchup for Funny Beaver. Something that I don't know if we've seen him play before. And so something I'm excited to see. You talked about the AP coming from Vigar. As a tank Vigar, do you still see the damage coming from him being an issue before it's maybe 30, 35 minutes into the game?
I don't think it's a problem, especially with the takedowns. If the Maokai comes down more often than not, because as we all know, bot lane is the lane to play through when you're playing a jungler these days. Still, even with the certain changes in the jungle, if there is a lot of takedowns and the Vigar has a piece of it, there's 5 additional stacks right then and there, which is going to stack up that AP nicely. Not to mention probably going Frostfang, trying to get those stacks on there. It's just going to kind of make sure that everything steamrolls in favor for this Vigar. But we will have to wait and see. By the way, everybody, we have predictions up. Who do you guys think is going to win Game 3? So far, right now, we got 2K on TPO Cheezers. But we will see how well this goes, because if Cheezers don't play this right, maybe we might see a reverse sweep. I mean, we see 3-0.
People hit the gritty.
If Aztecs team, which is basically Cheezers, does make it 3-0 on their side, no gritty. No gritty.
No gritty.
I know, right? I'm not wearing a hat today. I'm not wearing a hat
today.
today.
What you need to do. I'm just throwing that out there. If you want to see Loophole hit the gritty.
I'm not hitting the gritty. Aztec's not going to throw just for the gritty.
You never know. You never know with Aztec. He's a wild card for sure.
That's horrible. Wait, Loophole's going to... Oh, no. We're not trolling just so you gritty up in your
We're
shit.
not trolling just so you gritty.
Well, who do we have to take? Oh my gosh. Okay. We're going to be right back for game number 3. Cheezers versus Wildcats. Hang on to your seats. We'll be right back.
I do is work, hustle, grind, hard. I ain't never gonna stop, nah. All I do is work, hustle, grind, hard. Level up until I drop, yeah. Independent grind, got no A&R. They used to tell me I would never make it far, but this vivid vision in my head is razor sharp. So much weight on my shoulder, I'ma raise the bar. Cincinnati flow, watch me crack the code. Sick and savage mode, might just catch a cold. Count my money up, yup, on my Casio. Give me a bag of dough and I'ma bounce, adios. Everybody know what comes around goes around. Middle fingers up when I feel broken down. My ribs are touching, I can hear my stomach growl. Make no bones about it. This mental ward, check the weapon drawer. Life's a checkerboard, it's time to settle scores. That ain't just a metaphor. I be rocking my shows and I pop the cork. Got my pockets on swole, cause my profits soar. Better lock your doors, cause I'm like the god of war. Ripping out your rotten core, y'all are fake across the board. Ya tu sabe, I keep it moving cause I got flow. Trying to dodge every pothole, I'm a rapping version of Picasso. Invest everything that I got, so I chip in my cheese like nachos. Bet on myself and hit the lotto, estoy algo cansado, así quiet. Everybody know what comes around goes around. Middle fingers up when I feel broken down. My ribs are touching, I can hear my stomach growl. Make no bones about it.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hey guys, I know it's kind of disappointing instead of seeing the game currently right now. So sorry about that. So unfortunately, due to I want to be nice about this. How do I say this politely? Red, how do you say this politely?
Unfortunately, due to budget constraints from a small indie company, League of Legends isn't working right now. Therefore, it seems that both teams have decided instead of continually trying to join a lobby and failing to join said lobby, we are going to postpone. So it looks like game 3, the same draft will be happening on a different day, and then depending on the outcome of that game, we will continue to go on with the series as is. So we're
Okay,
marking
see,
the
you
calendar. I
You
think
said
we
that a
have
lot
day.
better than I thought. You said it a lot better. TPO will be making an announcement as soon as we have a day settled to settle this feud between Cheezers and Wildcats. Currently, right now, Cheezers is ahead 2-0. Hopefully, it's somewhere soon. Because I know everybody wants to see the ending of this game. I know I do.
Everyone wants to see the end of this series. I mean, it's been a 2-0 series. Both games looked like they had some back and forth in them, even though ultimately Cheezers won. I saw there was close goal leads in the game when I tuned in game 2. And so definitely not a bad series, just one where Cheezers managed to win the first 2 games. And maybe we can see something special with the Wildcats sweep, but we'll have to wait and see that whenever we announce the next date for the game.
Let it be known that if the Wildcats do reverse sweep, it's still on. The griddy's still on. The griddy's still on. Okay, Wildcats, you hear that? The griddy is still on if you actually do reverse sweep.
Clutch up, Psycho.
Just saying. For the rest, for Edwards and Psycho and your team, clutch up. Let's go. Let's see it. Other than that, unfortunately, TPO does not have the ability to create its own League of Legends server yet, so we will be ending stream here. Jim, when are we going to get the budget for our own League of Legends server?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
all right,
that in the works.
All right. Somebody tag Mr. Beast in the chat below, please. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks. Okay.
I took over this small League of Legends league and made it better than LCS.
But for those of you that stuck around, patiently waiting for this to happen, we appreciate you out there.
We're so sorry that League of Legends decided
that spaghetti code does not exist. 404 server not found.
At least this happened at the beginning and not at the end or in the middle of the game, right?
You know what? Actually, at least it didn't happen final game. Like, what if Wildcats literally reversed this and it was going to be a 2-2 game and then it did this?
Right? Or what
let's just make that clear.
If it's in the game, what if it's the middle of the game and like either
Wildcats are ahead
or either one's winning, they're going to win the game, but it's not like you can't just say they're going to win because League of Legends has throws all the time. If it would have done that in the middle of the game, I mean, it's so hard to recreate any game.
It is. It really is.
And that would be demoralizing for either team. So really, we just should be, happy that it happened at the beginning of the game.
But I think we're gonna go ahead and close this out. Unfortunately, for right now, we are very sorry. Blame Rito. But you folks have a wonderful evening or afternoon, depending wherever you live in the United States, or if you're not even in the United States. Good morning, good night. I'm still not hitting the griddy.
Wait, why am I being blamed? Why is chat blaming me, Loople?
What do you mean? I didn't. What? What?
All right, you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Make sure you do whatever makes you happy and look for the announcement to tune back into Game 3. Cheezers,
eat more chicken also.
Wildcats in the future. Have a good one. Bye.
Yeah.